Soldiers from 7 Armoured Brigade, based in Hutton, who recently returned from Iraq, have marched on the Houses of Parliament, where they were hosted at a special reception.
Crowds lined the streets as they paraded through Westminster before being greeted by the Defence Secretary and members of all the political parties.
The Desert Rats tour of Iraq was arguably the turning point in stability of the country. Arriving just after the Iraqi army's clean-up operation Charge of the Night, they returned with no combat casualties. And this week, the homecoming of 7th Armoured Brigade was celebrated at Westminster as 120 members marched from Wellington Barracks to the tune of The Great Escape. The work they began in Basra 9 months ago set the way for those currently deployed to start the drawdown in a few months. It was very different from their previous tours, which included Telek 1 and 7. Having trained hard for a tough situation, they were given a warm welcome by the locals and began the training or mitting of the Iraqi army that has vastly improved security on the streets.
The confidence and the capability we gave the Iraqi army, the level of violence in Basra, which had dropped from something like 30 murders a month over the summer to 5 in the month we left, and just the general air of stability and optimism that there was about the town, and that's permitted elections to take place.
But the tour wasn't uneventful. They were key to securing the port at Qazar, and for the soldiers taking part in the parade, they were glad to be back.
We used to have the Iraqi Navy come to our camp, and we did training with them, took them through skills and drills that we do, and then pass it on to them in joint patrols as well.
It's very positive, successful tour, and to come off the back of a successful tour, it's always a positive note, really.
Well, on previous tours it was really strong. You know there was out there and you could tell, but this time you could tell that insurgents were going out slowly but surely, and everyone was getting back to normal, and everyone came back nice and sound this time.
Hundreds of people lined the streets and many clapped and cheered as the troops appeared in Parliament Square, with just a few anti-war protesters trying to make their voices heard. Among the crowd, a veteran for whom the brigade holds special memories.
Fantastic, very great. A bit nostalgic, yeah.
Why did you come down here to see them?
Because I was with 7th Armoured Div in the last war, and that's the 7th Armoured Brigade. So it's a connection, just sentimental, I guess,
Today marks the official end of Op Telek 12. The Iraq that 7th Armoured Brigade left behind was very different from previous tours and is now allowing the drawdown this summer. But today is a time for celebration. The beer is well and truly flowing inside Parliament, and it's a chance for MPs to show their appreciation of the work of the British troops.
Their role in the last few months in Iraq has been absolutely instrumental. We made real progress last year during the tour of 7th Armoured Brigade and in previous tours. I think we're in a position now, as everyone knows, later in the summer for the bulk of our combat forces to get sent back home, and we welcome that.
They'll now return to their Hona barracks, but the Desert Rats have been key to handing power to the Iraqi security forces, work that is now being continued by 20th Brigade in Basra. When they return this summer, it'll be the beginning of the end of British operations in Iraq. Kaya Lark, BFBS reports, Westminster.